unfortunately, is the lack of cross-examination of the accused. As indicated earlier, if there's no cross-examination on issues in dispute, it would be unfair to reject an accused's evidence if he or she has not had the opportunity to explain such issue. As the cross-examination of the accused was of such poor quality, it had the effect that the accused's evidence was not placed in dispute at all, and therefore it did not necessitate the calling of corroborative witnesses, if any, who might have bolstered their defense. A further factor that I have to take into account is the conduct of Mr. Ntelwa and the irregularities that his conduct precipitated. If he had been removed at the time the prosecuting authority intended to remove him, the outcome might have been different. Furthermore, I'm of the view that it is highly undesirable that the complainant can dictate who should prosecute in a trial, especially when a decision has been made to remove a prosecutor. I'm of the view that although there are aspects of the complainant's evidence that are unsatisfactory, I cannot find that their evidence is incredible. However, I cannot find that the evidence of the accused falls to be rejected as false either. This is especially so as the accused's evidence was not placed in dispute through proper cross-examination. When deciding whether the state has proved its case beyond reasonable doubt, this matter falls into the category where, in my view, the explanations of the accused are improbable, and I don't subjectively believe them. However, due to the uncertainty of the actions of the state and the lack of proper cross-examination, I cannot find that the accused's version are so improbable that they cannot reasonably possibly be true. The accused bore no onus to convince the court of their innocence. I'm of the view, in the light of all the circumstances of the case, that the state has not proved its case beyond reasonable doubt.
Quiet, please.
The accused are found not guilty and are discharged on all the charges. The court will adjourn.
All right.
Just your comments. It's been a long road, 8 years. How do you feel at the moment? Man of God, how do you feel at the moment? It's been a long road.
The only thing I can say, I thank God. I thank God. I give him all praise. I am 67 by July, next July. I've been in prison for 8 years. For 8 years.
Are you looking to maybe, take legal action forward, seeing as you're not guilty and you've spent so many years?
I think it's better for me to rest first.
Yeah.
I've been in prison for 8 years at this age, so I think we should give some time for that.
What's the first thing you want to do when you get out of prison after 8 years?
Only God can tell me. When it's time, God will speak to me.
And then anything else you would like to add?
Anything to add?
Anything else you want to add? Mr. Omotoso, I believe you might be deported tonight back home to Nigeria. What is your take on that? You might be deported tonight back to Nigeria.
Only tomorrow can speak. Tomorrow will speak for itself. Yeah, tomorrow we speak for itself.
Sorry guys, I feel and my own.
Well, Iman, that's what the words are coming from Timothy Omotoso. I mean, as you remember, even after the closing arguments where the judge Irma Schoonman had really expressed her dissatisfaction with the cross-examination of Timothy Omotoso as well as his two co-accused by the state, saying that they failed to cross-examine the evidence given by Timothy Omotoso, including as posing questions with the evidence that was provided by the state over the 8-year period. And that's what actually brought us to this moment where the three have been found not guilty. Now, Iman, just shortly before proceedings started, we spoke to, Advocate Caesar came to us to inform us that Omotoso will be deported. They are expecting to deport him back home to Nigeria tonight. So you would think that maybe this was seen coming because the deciding factor, as the judge put it today, one of the deciding factors was that lack of cross-examination, as she put it, but also saying that some of the evidence that was brought in were a bit of an issue. But not only that, also taking note to the former prosecutor on this matter, Ngebandelwa, as well, talking about some of the issues that were brought up that required him to be changed with another advocate, which was Advocate Jules Caesar as leading prosecutor in this matter. Issues of perjury and trying to influence the complainants, and that WhatsApp group that the judge kept referring to, where all the witnesses were discussing the case together as to who should prosecute, who shouldn't prosecute. And this group, WhatsApp group is said to have been created by the former lead prosecutor in this matter, Ngebandelwa.
Really emotional scenes, I would say, on the part of Pastor Televangelist Timothy Omotoso. As you say, there's certainly satisfaction on the part of the defense team led by Advocate Peter Doberman, and a lot of questions that the state, in the guise of Advocate Joel Caesar, would have to answer for, given the findings of the judge there in that lengthy verdict delivered by Judge Irma Schoonman. Talk to us, Sipa, about the reactions of those. I mean, we saw members, I'm assuming members of the ANC Women's League, but others who have been supporting the alleged victims in this matter. This case has not gone their way. There was some emotional...
Yeah, the NPA here has dropped the ball, has let the victims down, you know. They know the law, they know how to go about doing things, but they disregarded all of those, and they went with what they know is going to make the case weak. And even worse, to hear the judge saying they didn't even cross-examine, you know, the accused. So his version, it means it is being admitted as the truth. So what would the judge do? I honestly, now people who are facing the very same situation, the victims, how would you go now forward and, you know, go and open a case when you know that you are going to be let down? This is embarrassing. This is so embarrassing. NPA will go out of their way to do things that are strange, to lose cases. Look at Senzo Meiwa's case. Look at it. Same thing, that they went to do things that are not necessarily needed in order to secure a conviction. And we can see with Senzo Meiwa trial that it's going to be the same thing, because the people who are in the dock, those are not the correct people, and NPA knows that. So I feel sorry for South African, for myself, for all South African, that victims will no longer be able to go forward and, you know, open their case because there is no help from the state.